I'm just gonna get my...
And if you're too drunk to drive... I fear... I'm gonna say something crazy.
Okay, so you're on mic, you're on record.
Perhaps no cross-stitch tonight.
At 12:15.
We should do it another day this week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I did tell someone, I said to Aoife, we'd be home at 10:30. She said, Perf will make the tea then.
So you left the house at 7:30. How many hours ago was that? Although 6 is a lot to record. And we wrote 4. Oh my god, I got a notification on Instagram. Do you think someone replied to us?
It's you getting tagged in your own thing.
Yeah, 100% it is. No one's replied. No one's actually up looking at our podcast this hour of the night.
Yeah, because it's literally late.
That's fine.
Someone might.
Okay, let's get started. Hi, my name is Louise.
And hi, I'm Emma.
And you're listening to Murder or Myth,
the true crime podcast where not everything is true.
The aim of the game is to find out whether the story is actually a murder or if it's just a myth.
Now, let's get started. Hi Louise, how are you?
Hi Emma, I'm good, how are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. What episode are we on now?
48.
48.
4
weeks out from a year.
Yeah, really
this
exciting.
Is crazy. Okay.
Quite proud of us.
Yeah, we're slaying.
And like, continuously improving, I would say.
Yeah.
From where we began with our podcasting skills.
Yeah,
and murder or mything skills.
We must... Have we yet to let the listeners know that we didn't use our mic correctly for the first 4 episodes?
No, we never have, I don't think. Maybe we said at the start.
Yeah.
Like, apologies, that was...
It was plugged in, but it wasn't working.
If anyone's going backwards, just ignore the first... I would say maybe 6. I don't know if 5 and 6 are too good. Although, no, I really like 6, actually.
Take 1 through 4 with a grain of salt.
6 is
Power through them.
6 is one of my favourites. 6 was...
The
Danish actress. No.
Oh.
And that was the first time where I was like, I could write a myth.
I got this.
I've got the validation of proving her wrong. I think before that it all been like, we guessed each other correctly because it was too
obvious.
Too new, yeah. So listen to 6 and probably listen to 5, but don't listen to first 4.
Yeah. We've much improved.
Ronaldo was a good one though.
Ronaldo was a good one.
That was an interesting story, but not good audio.
I think was it the very first one, the nurse one?
Yeah, and that was
good. I like that one. Sad but good.
And then my second one just got completely
obliterated.
Not edited, but it was such a bad story.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you guessed it immediately.
I don't know. I can't remember.
It had a load of kids in it, and it was like a family thing. Do you remember that? And she was like punching the wall or something.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Someone was going to school, someone was going home from school. Yeah.
It was a bit all over the place.
A lot of details.
Can't listen to it now.
To this day, I don't know, is it better to have a lot of details or not have a lot of details?
I guess we'll find out.
After
a year, maybe we can figure it out. Yeah, reevaluate, reflect.
We'll have a marathon listening party of every episode. It'll only take us half the day. Okay, are you ready to hear yet another story?
For episode 48.
Episode 48, let's get into it. So this story is set in America in the 1940s. Ray Copeland was released from prison in 1940 after an early life of petty crime. He was 26 at the time and met Faye Wilson, and the two were married shortly thereafter. They had 5 children together and settled down on a farm in Mooresville, Missouri. Ray was known around the place for his deviant ways and was not allowed to buy cattle alone. He couldn't keep his family farm running in such a way, so he schemed different ways to get around his own reputation. He collected up drifters and farmhands looking for work and would send them off with bad checks to buy animals. He'd sell them and pocket the money before anything could be done, or they found out that it was a bad check. Ray got away with this for a while before local police were caught on, and he was sent back to jail. Okay. So after his release, not much had changed, and he continued the cattle scams.
So had he inherited a farm? Why is he trying so hard to make this farm life work? So difficult.
Well, he's 5 children.
Buy the cattle. Okay, fair enough, yeah.
I guess he's just a family. He needs to stay alive,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. What else do you do in, rural America? There's probably not supermarkets. You know?
It's a big assumption to make. Do you know if there are supermarkets?
In 1940s, they're not like our supermarkets. It's probably butchery.
They're not our supermarkets. Yeah, okay,
you can get, a lot of people had to do their own thing, I think, or have an animal, I guess.
I get you.
I'm not sure. So Ray got away with this for a while before local police got on and he was sent back to jail. Oh yeah, sorry. So After his release, not much had changed, and he continued his cattle scams, but used farm workers who weren't less traceable to him. So that was fine. In 1989, a previous employee of Copeland rang in a tip against him and his wife, saying he seen human bones on the property and was nearly killed by Ray also. Skeptical of the tip, the police raided the farm after they learnt of Mr. Copeland's criminal history. They had a team of officers and bloodhounds using warrants to search the farm. 3 bodies were found in the barn, as well as others around the farm. They had all been killed with the same rifle, which was later found in the farmhouse. The two, Ray and Faye, went to trial separately, with Faye getting sentenced in 1990 to death on 5 murder charges, and the same for Ray in 1991. The two were sentenced to death by lethal injection. However, Ray died just 2 years later after natural causes. In 1999, Faye's conviction to death was overturned by a judge after her defence team contested that the jury at the time had not been allowed to hear the truth of Ray abusing Faye. She still had to write out 5 life sentences, and in 2002 she had a major stroke. She was released to a nursing home by the governor and died aged 82. And that is the story of the Copeland family.
Okay.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, I wouldn't say sweet. I hadn't expected it to come so recent, like the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
I guess just, yeah, how time works.
So true.
This one I'm really unsure about, like, most stumped out of the whole night.
Okay, tell me why.
Obviously, apart from the cheating.
You don't talk about that.
Like, it's a very, I won't say general story, but like it's got no, like nothing to me so far that's been, or not so far, but nothing that I can think of that's been not plausible.
Yeah.
My words are not making sense right now.
No, it's like...
And like nothing's kind of leaning me either way. Like it definitely could be a murder, it could be a myth. Like it seems plausible but also writable, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you. Okay.
Which is kind of throwing me off.
Lovely, I found the sweet spot.
Like specific about the farm stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for a murder. Just because
no more questions.
I don't think I have any more. I guess I should actually ask a few questions. Okay,
I mean, you don't have to, but like
the thing with the
could have easily just researched
farms. Like, why was he not allowed to buy cows?
No, because like amongst the town people,
he was a criminal.
Like he was a criminal for sure,
okay.
And then he just had a reputation.
And why was he killing? Like, did they ever like say what a motive was?
No.
So he had no motive.
Well, they were his farm employees. Like
like why did he kill these people? They were his employees.
Yeah. So like he probably just got annoyed with them or something and shot them.
Okay, so up
maybe
this
there's
point
monetary gain or something.
Up to this point I was going to say murder, and now I'm leaning towards a myth just because
okay. Cool.
It seems unsatisfactory why he was just shooting them and why she was involved as well. Like,
yeah,
that seems, if the two people were involved, it definitely doesn't seem like out of reach. I don't know, it just seems a bit random.
Yeah.
I'm going to say a myth.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
I think so.
Right, it's actually a murder. It's actually a murder.
Emma, what are you not telling me?
No, I don't know. I actually don't want to say it in case you'll actually kill me on this podcast. So I realised, but before you put in your guess, I couldn't say it because it was going to be too obvious. And at the end of an article I did see, like, anything he done was for monetary gain. So, like, it was for money.
Okay.
So he killed him for money.
Okay.
So, yeah, but that was the answer to the question.
Oh, right.
He killed him for money. If you want to take back your first guess, if you want to say first murder it was, yeah. But no, he killed him.
No, I'm satisfied with that.
He killed him for money.
Yeah, like, dodging a question is not the same as writing out a story word for word that I had already seen.
But I like, do that.
The last episode, I dodged a question. Like, that's...
Okay.
Okay, that's so fine.
Okay, well, yeah, I dodged that question, but I knew the answer. Feels wrong.
I guess that's your own conscience that you have to deal with.
Okay. All right.
Well, but I'm not angry. And also, you're making it seem like on this podcast, like I'm angry.
I'll cut it out. It's okay, I'll cut it out.
Yeah, I had
No,
originally said murder, and then you said any more questions, so that was a little sneaky.
Because I just didn't want you to guess what's a murder. Like.
I'm saying murder. Anything else you want to ask me about?
But if it was a myth, why would I ask you that?
Oh, it was a murder, wasn't it? I think you're confused. Sorry.
Yeah. It was a murder. You were going to guess murder.
So you wouldn't want that?
So I wouldn't. No, I would. Yeah, true. So that's why I said
that's
it.
Why you would have said it. Yeah. It's all adding up for sure.
Oh yeah, that's just me and being delirious at 12:30.
In the night, not during the day.
Yeah, in the AM.
Yeah. So it was a murder. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a murder. I'm pretty sure we like looked at something similar, or maybe it was one of these. For the time of the ball, the Western.
Oh, you like Ray Copeland sounds so familiar.
Because I thought of like
I was like,
Western,
no, I hadn't actually heard that story. So something about when you went off, I was like, no, I haven't actually heard. But I was like, Ray Copeland. And do you know what? That's so annoying because I wrote down all those hints through the ball. So I was like, I've wrote this name down before.
But I was like, is this the one? Or is it just because of drifters and stuff?
No, for sure we wrote down Ray Copeland as one of the guesses. Or one of the like.
But
games.
I was like, I guess you just didn't remember.
No, and it did like click in my head for a second. And that's funny, but then something, and I should have guessed, like, that was kind of a Western themed story, but something you said, I was like, oh no, I haven't heard this story before.
Okay.
Because I did think, like, initially upon Ray Copeland. I was just going to say that there, actually, funny enough. I was like, I did recognise the name, but then, what was the sentence after you said Ray Copeland?
Let me see, at the very start?
I think it was just that he went to jail or something, and then it was like, he got married and had 5 kids, and then I was like, no,
I said he was released from prison in 1940 after an early life of petty crime. He was 26 at the time and met Faye Wilson, and the two were married shortly thereafter.
Yeah, and then went on about the 5 kids. Yeah, I think that just threw me off. That I was like, this doesn't really sound familiar.
Also, these two were where I got the story from initially was they're the oldest people in America to have ever been sentenced to death. They were the oldest at the time of their sentencing to death. So I think she was 69, he was 76. That's why it went into the 2000s, because they were at the end of their life. Like,
wow, that's an interesting story. Yeah. And that had a lot of like ups and downs with it, from like murder myth. Like
true.
It's a bit refreshing from just like a.
But also, it was a very
the last 2 episodes have been like that, where it's just like.
Yeah, we don't know.
What is it?
And it was very like less detail heavy, I think.
Yeah,
very much breezed past it.
Which is then what made it like so plausible but so writable.
It's
my new phrase.
So plausible.
Plausible or writable?
We're like
a new podcast title.
Okay.
Thanks for telling me the story. Thanks for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe.
On this week's episode, Louise incorrectly guessed that this was in fact... Nope. What? How am I going to say this?
Louise incorrectly guessed that this murder was a myth.
Okay.
You can just keep it in the myth, right?
Yeah, but I just... What?
You can just keep
you're going to take my line.
I've done it before.
Yeah, okay.
No, go for it.
Louise guessed that what?
Start off with in this week's episode.
In this week's episode, Louise guessed that my murder story was in fact a myth.
Was in fact a myth. Is that right?
Louise, no, it's not right. On this week's episode, Louise incorrectly guessed that my murder story was a myth.
Find us on all streaming platforms.
And join us next week for another thrilling adventure.
Remember, it's myth until proven murder. Slay.